Welcome back, everyone. It's me here. And today, we have another new BMW concept, or maybe this is just a heavily camouflaged production model that we're looking at. It's the upcoming 2026 BMW X9. And boy, do I have some thoughts on this one. We've got some beautiful shots of the front, the rear, interior as well. And there are things about this design that I like and some details that I don't understand at all. So let's talk about them. But before we get into it, hit that subscribe button for more daily automotive news. Now, with all these spy shots out in the open, we can see that this thing looks amazing. And if this is a concept, I really hope that it becomes production because if it does, I think it will sell very well. But I think that there's also a lot of questions that we need to answer. First of all, when we look at the front of this car, we have something that looks almost exactly like an M5 front end, but it's been stretched vertically and then set lower in the fascia. So the headlights look taller than normal and the kidney grilles as well, but they're not stacked on top of each other. They're kind of sitting side by side in this super cool fashion. There is even this weird little triangular piece between the two kidneys that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like they could have just connected the two grilles and made them look massive, but instead they put this weird little piece in the middle that breaks up the front end. I just don't understand why. Now, on top of this front fascia, it's what appears to be a full LED bar across the entire width of the vehicle. This is actually similar to the concept that we saw a couple years ago for the BMW Concept 4. Now that turned into the production BMW 4 Series, and they had to reduce the size of the kidney grilles. That was the whole controversy of that car. But here it seems like they took those kidney grilles, stretched them vertically, and then just set them on the outside of this massive LED bar. Again, I don't get it. I don't know why they didn't just stretch the LED bar and make those kidney grilles a little bit smaller. Now I understand that they want to differentiate this from any other BMW on the road, and I think that they definitely achieved that, but I am just not sure if I like the direction that they went with. But we have to remember that this is a BMW concept, and oftentimes when they release these concepts, they have to water them down a little bit to turn them into a production-ready vehicle. So I am hoping that this is the final design of the X9, and that they don't change anything else. Now, one thing I really like is the fact that this has no camouflage in the rear end. So we can see the full design of the rear lights stretching across the entire width of the car. It looks similar to the current 7 Series and the i7 with this thin bar connecting the two light clusters together. This I like. In fact, I love it. It's modern, fresh and different. This is a true full-width light bar connecting the two rear ends together and making this car look wider than it probably is. This is how you do it properly. Now, take a look at the overall shape of this thing. It looks like a box on wheels with some serious approach and departure angles. This would be a great off-roader, especially with the right powertrain. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to have a V8, a V12, or if this is going to be fully electric. But either way, it's going to be a very capable SUV. I also like the fact that they kept the spare tire on the back. It's functional and it gives the car a nice rugged look. Now the side view is where things get interesting. You can see that the D-pillars are very thick, almost like a body-on-frame construction, which makes me wonder if this is going to be body-on-frame or if it has unibody. If it's body-on-frame, that's awesome. If it's unibody, then we're gonna have some issues with ride height and ground clearance. I'm hoping that this is body-on-frame, but honestly it probably is unibody. Now, look at how tall the greenhouse is. It looks like a station wagon greenhouse set on top of an SUV platform. It's pretty weird. I don't know who asked for this, but I guess someone did because BMW is gone nah make it. Now, look at how much rake there is in this vehicle. This is definitely not an off-roader because if it was, they wouldn't put this much rake in the vehicle. They would want to keep it as level as possible for maximum traction. This is definitely on-road biased, and if it has any off-road capabilities, it's just gonna be for light-duty stuff. Another thing I noticed is that we have the same wheel design in the front and in the back. These are 23-inch wheels, and they look absolutely stunning. I love the silver finish and the spokes. These are gorgeous wheels, and I hope that they make them available to the public as soon as this comes out. Now, let us move on to the interior, because we've got some interesting stuff going on here as well. Now the dashboard is basically identical to the current BMW E93 dash. We have the same lines, same curvature, same air vents, everything is the same. The only thing that's changed are the gauge cluster and the infotainment screen in the middle. And I have to say this is one of the nicest interiors that BMW has produced in quite a while. I love the fact that we have a curved display for the gauge cluster and the infotainment screen. I love the steering wheel, the square design, the beautiful stitching everywhere, the aluminum trim. It just looks so good. Now, I am not sure if this is a fully digital gauge cluster or if it has just a regular gauge cluster with two screens on either side of the actual gauges. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, it looks really, really nice. One thing that I am not a fan of is this huge center console that extends all the way to the rear seats. I feel like it makes the front seats feel a little bit too low, and it just doesn't look right. I would have preferred if they dropped the center console down, made it closer to the center of the dash, and then added some storage space underneath. But I'm not sure if that was even possible. So we'll have to wait and see the production version of this to see if this changes. The rear seats look identical to the current BMW X7. It's just that in the X9, they're facing a different direction. And I am not sure if these are actually Captain S chairs or if this is a bench seat with two seat belts in the back. But either way, they look pretty comfortable. And I love the fact that we have this giant panoramic sunroof extending all the way to the rear seats. Now, this is a 7-seater, but I'm not sure if the third row is going to be usable or not. Usually when manufacturers do this, the third row is extremely small and best used for cargo storage rather than actually carrying passengers. But we'll have to wait and see when this launches in 2026 to find out. Overall, I think that this is a fantastic looking concept, and I can't wait to see the production version of this. I hope that they don't change anything else and that this is the final design. I think it's gorgeous. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this BMW X9 just wow, or is it insanity? This is BMW's answer to the off-road SUV competition. And honestly, I think it's perfect. It looks like a body-on-frame SUV, but it's probably unibody. And I can't wait to see what they do with the production version of this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, have a great day.